are now in the presence of a king.
And they always flag us for our music, and I always have to say, "Hey, we paid for this. It's ours." So I'm really thinking I'm gonna have to take that track that I made. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Right, we are back from Blood in the Water, which was a very successful convention this weekend, over the weekend, I should say. Uh, and I cannot tell you how pleased I am of my staff and the staff of the Blood and Water and the hotel staff. We had a excellent time. Marky Mark was knocking it out. This man was a machine when it came to doing these interviews. There was Vonda keeping us on track, telling us, "Oh, it's time. Let's get on this. It's time." So we had her pushing us along as we went through this. Blood in the Water was, I would say, one of the most successful cons that I've been to, just for the fact that we all showed out, we all showed up, and we had a ball. So, thank you to Billy and the rest of the Blood and Water crew. We are the Blerds of the Cosmic Portal. As we come into what we would like to refer to, we had this little segment that we were doing following black entertainment throughout television, right? So we started in the 30s and the 40s and all the way up in the 50s, and there was really hardly nothing there. So we get into the 60s, where there's really not much there still. But here's something that you may or may not know. And I just found this out, I would say 30 seconds ago. Sesame Street and the Electric Company was created, and I quote, I don't think I can find it. Oh, yeah, here it is. Sesame Street was originally created with the specific focus on education and supporting black and brown children in the underserved inner city communities. Conceived in 1967. Now, this is news to me because you know what? I never even thought about the cast. All I knew was those puppets. Bert and Ernie, I'm a Bert and Ernie guy. Those were my two favorite Sesame Street characters. Didn't care for Big Bird, didn't fear Cookie Monster and the Count and Oscar the Grouch. Bert and Ernie were my favorites. Um, I'm not sure how I feel about this because when you brought it up, Mark, I was like Sesame Street. Man,
Yeah,
get
that
out of
was
here.
yeah,
Sesame Street, right?
yeah. I when I There was a what was it about 2 years ago? They did a documentary on Sesame Street, and they talked about the diversity of the cast. That it was at the time in the '60s, black and brown kids were behind in education because everybody else had preschool and all of that, so they went into school already knowing how to their numbers, already knowing their alphabets and stuff like that. And at that time, black and brown kids did not have that same opportunity afforded to them, and that's why Sesame Street was created. The majority of the cast back then was Hispanic and black people. I think there was maybe one person that was white in the cast, besides Jim Henson being the puppeteer, but you didn't see him. But he was a part of the cast then as well. But the
Oh yeah.
majority of the cast was black and brown. Luther was it Luther Vandross sang a song about counting to 20 back then. So just so that he showed you how to count. It was throughout the show that they taught you numbers, letters, and this was specifically so that black and brown kids would be prepared when they started kindergarten and first grade. So I'm gonna give them their props for
No,
being
you have to give
actually,
them their props. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. But you know who I do remember?
Who?
Maria. I remember Maria. Okay, so uh, you know, because I'm telling you, my mom said that anytime that she could put me in front of that TV, especially with Sesame Street and cartoons, I wouldn't budge. I wouldn't move. That was it. You know, right there.
Yeah.
So I get that. I get that. Sesame Street, we get Morgan Freeman. I mean, Electro Company, we get Morgan Freeman.
Yep.
And to be honest with you, I remember, of course, we're going to turn it on. We're going to give you the power. I remember all that. But Spider Man,
That was what I remember with Spider Man.
I was introduced to Spider Man through the Electro Company.
Yep. He didn't talk, but he
No,
thought
he didn't talk.
he
No, he
didn't talk, but
kept
he was
doing those
talking
word
about it.
bubbles.
Yep.
So that's
So he
just
made
weird.
you read. You had to read what he was thinking.
Which is weird, right?
Yeah.
So we get these two shows, but for the first time, and let's just bring this up on the screen here. We get bam 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 Julia. Groundbreaking American sitcom on the air on NBC 1968 to 71. Diane Carroll, Julia Baker, the little nurse walking
Oh,
around. I remember that, right?
yeah.
I remember that show. I remember seeing black nurses.
She was a single mom too.
And yeah, well, we're I'm not going to start on that one, but but this was the first time that we saw somebody who wasn't well, for me, okay? Now you got to remember these shows 70 is when I'm born. So right around 73, 74 is when I'm starting to watch TV, and all these shows are in syndication. So this is when I'm finally starting to see these things, right? So, but I remember Julia because I remember she had a little nurse thing on. She had that little bad little boy, that was always getting into trouble and doing stuff and all this other stuff. Um, Sadly, though, the next show that I want to talk about. Oh, now Julia was the first. She made history by being the first black woman to star in her own sitcom playing a non-domestic role. She was a widowed mother. Okay,
Okay.
so that makes it a little bit better. Okay, but now we got the man himself,
Mr.
Mr.
Jello
Pudding
Pudding
Pop.
Pop.
That's right, Mr. Pudding Pop. Yes, yes. Now,
Foul, foul, filthy foul.
you can say what you want about Mr. Bill Cosby. Again, I am not here to defend or pretend. Um, my point of view is the man is a comedy legend. I will treat him as such. His personal life has nothing to do with what I'm listening to, as far as him telling jokes, because for me, these are just jokes. Okay? You can have your opinion on Mr. Bill Cosby. Um, you don't want to hear mine. Let's just put it that way, and we'll keep that moving. So, Mr. Bill Cosby is playing a gym teacher. I remember one episode of this. He got pulled over for doing something with the cops. The cops are taking him around, and he's in the back of the police car, and he's talking to the cops. And man, you got the wrong guy or something like that. And of course, that did not hold my attention because it wasn't a cartoon. It just at that age, I'm very fickle.
Yeah.
Well, you was all of five, maybe.
Yeah, right. I'm like,
Look, we were all
hey,
fickle.
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Look,
If it
Spider
ain't
Man
a
barely
cartoon,
caught your attention.
I know, right?
Spider Man,
He didn't talk, so that you
right?
had to
Right.
read
So,
what he said.
so you get the first Fat Albert show in September 9th,
Right after your birthday.
1964. Jinky's birthday.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Cag's birthday. Cag's birthday. September 9th is Cag's birthday. So, boom, 74, 2 years before she's born, we get the first Fat Albert cartoon. Now, so the Bill Cosby show is over, where he's playing this gym teacher, because
Well,
that's what he is. He's
he's a
actually a
gym teacher.
yeah, yeah, he's a phys ed. Dr. Cosby is a phys ed teacher. Bill Cosby, rather.
Well, before that, I
So
believe. I mean, I'm sorry. I believe after Cosby, there was Cos, which only lasted 7 episodes, and then he did I Spy.
I
well,
thought he
now
did I
I
Spy
Spy.
before that.
No, I think he did I Spy after he
Nope, he
did
did I
Cos.
Spy before.
Oh, he
I
did I
Spy
Spy
came out
before.
in 1964, 1965 to 1968. He's the first black actor to co-star in a domestic show.
Okay.
So
I used to love watching I Spy.
Yeah, there are some other '60s shows, kind of a mix, because we had the Mod Squad, which had. I mean, I know
yeah, but
you won't
that's kind
consider
of
it
a
well, but
yeah.
there was black people in it still, and then you also had was it Mission Impossible?
Mission Impossible with Barney
Now
Yeah,
look, yeah, okay, but
and
again,
and look
they
and our
weren't.
man
They were
Roland Hand.
yes,
yeah. But those type of shows
Yeah, those are
again are
ensembles.
more ensemble pieces.
they're
But
ensembles. Yeah,
Cos didn't start until 1976.
Oh, okay. All right.
true.
Is
Yeah,
late in the game, but at least it's still there, right?
right.
So
Yeah.
the Cos show. Uh oh wow, really? Wait a minute now. I don't even. Wait a minute. How many episodes?
I think it's only 7.
I'm
Cos
trying to.
of Cos.
I remember that. Just
COS.
CO.
COS.
Mm-hmm.
It's Cos.
'76 is when it came out.
Yeah. Um, I'm only seeing 7 episodes.
7
Correct.
episodes.
7 episodes. 7 episodes. It has a 1.3 star bearing.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
So
Does.
it wasn't a great show, but this was
Yeah.
Cosby stretching his wings. I mean, because again, he was Bill Cosby.
By the 80s, he
Look,
becomes a
but by
money.
the
He
'80s, he's
becomes
America's dad.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know. So you
he
have
did.
Room 222, right?
Yeah,
And
I've
this is
never
the
even heard
first
of that
time.
one.
Well,
Either.
this
Yeah,
is
I
the
never
first
heard
time
of
you
that.
get a Black history teacher as a lead tackling serious social issues.
And who's the lead in that?
Uh,
Lloyd Haynes and Karen Valentine, and it had Denise Nichols in it.
Peter Dixon. It says. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, never saw it.
Yeah,
I don't think it'd be something that we would watch. But
Yeah.
on the horizon,
Well, before that,
we get
before you go to the '70s, Della
we're
Reese was
already
the
in the
first.
70s.
No. Before you get to the '70s, I'm
We're
saying.
already in the 70s,
Well,
bro.
I want to take it
he
back a
wants to
second.
go back. He wants to
Yeah.
go back to the
How
'60s.
far are we gonna go back? We're gonna go way back. No, Della Reese was the
Look,
very first black television host,
Who?
talk show host. Della Reese,
Oh,
Really? For what?
Cheryl.
the first black female television host. She had a show called Della.
I remember that.
Yeah, in '69.
Well, you could have kind of led with that a little bit earlier.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
Go back for
I'm
some
sorry,
Della
man.
Reese.
We was on the cars.
Look,
Mr.
we was on the
Jello.
cars. Because I mean, let's be honest. Della Reese is best known for getting her pinky show shot off.
No, wait a minute. I'm gonna at
Oh,
least
come on,
give
Ann.
her. I was gonna
Almost
give
an
her
angel.
what is it, Highway to Heaven.
Yeah.
No, almost an angel.
Almost an angel. I'm sorry, almost an angel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Highway to Heaven is Michael London.
yeah. Touched
You
by an
mean
Angel.
Touched by an
Yeah,
Angel?
Touched by an Angel.
yeah.
Yeah, see, that ain't something I'd be watching, so I wouldn't know.
I'd seen episodes here and there of it. It was a good show.
Ah, okay, well, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
move a little forward, brother.
But no, when we get to the 70s, that's when
We already
black.
here. We already here
No, I'm
because we
saying when the
Cos look.
70s hit,
Cos
that's
takes
when
us
all the
into the
black
70s.
shows hit. You know,
Right,
Sure.
right. So you get
that was
Sanford and Son. And this is where
Jefferson's
look, this is where we start getting
Comedies.
we getting we getting
Comedy
deep.
Gold.
We,
Yeah.
we getting deep with some language here.
Yep.
What do you mean? Come on,
You
man.
know,
That was just normal everyday talk.
Yeah.
that was.
Right.
And
These children
look how
today get
now.
offended by it.
Oh my God, you could not say not you couldn't play a Sanford and Son episode.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. You
You
could.
could
Yeah,
not.
you could. You just go have to.
No.
You have to check your attitude when you get to the door. That's all.
Yeah.
You could not play some Red Fox. You know, we're getting these colorful metaphors as
As Kirk would
certain
say.
certain words and they
Sure.
came right out and said it.
Oh man, God, what was it? Aunt Esther.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Everything she said.
Watch it, sucker.
Yeah.
You know, and you old fishy
You
eyed,
fish-eyed
beady eyed.
fool.
You know what I mean?
I
And
remember.
and you
It's
know,
funny too when you think about she was from the Chitlin circuit as a
Chitlin
stand-up
circuit. Yep.
comedy.
All of them were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I never thought about it because she was so funny, so religious on the show. I always thought that was her. And then to hear her stand up, and I'm like, I don't think I'm old enough
Right.
to be listening to this.
Yeah. Yeah. And look, they were blue before Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, they were.
Well, I mean,
Her and
Eddie
Red
Murphy and
Fox.
Richard Pryor grew up listening to their stuff and
Yeah.
wanted to
Yeah.
be them, and then just well, I wouldn't say Richard Pryor, but
Richard
uh,
Pryor listened to Red Fox. That's who he
yeah,
idolized. Eddie Murphy idolized Richard Pryor. So,
yeah,
it,
it goes
it
from
trickled
three
down.
to
Yeah,
one, right?
yeah, it trickled down in that sense.
So we get all this, because I can remember the most famous thing that he had said. Remember when he's in the jury box and he said, "There's enough ends in
Oh,
here to make a
he said enough.
Tarzan movie."
Oh no, see you censored it because I wasn't.
So, so I'm sitting here going, okay, because again, that's how we talk. When I went to school, that's how we talked. That's how we walked. That's how we talked. We didn't play any of that. And then of course you get Good Times,
Good
right?
time.
Michael Zevin. Boy is a white man's word. You know what I mean? So when anybody called you boy, you stop. Who you calling boy? I mean, so much of our culture came from these shows,
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
some of these people who were writers that took from the black experience and put it out on TV and saw that the ratings were good, right?
No, well, because we didn't have a lot of shows that represented us,
And we
Yeah.
watched
No.
everyone who did.
and
Yeah.
Yeah.
we watched because we wanted to see ourselves represented.
So then you get Good Times. I mean, the Jeffersons. Well, I mean, with Good Times, right? What's the most famous line in Good Times?
Damn, 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 damn.
Florida. That and Dynamite, of course, but that one. Come on, man. When James died, that was it, boy.
Or
Yeah,
Booger.
and
Booger.
Bookman.
So,
Yeah.
oh, Buffalo Butt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh man, Malona Woods.
no, Walona,
Yeah, right. And then of course
Well,
you
he
get
never
Janet
said her name
Jackson.
right. Yeah.
and
Yeah,
you
right.
too, Bologna.
And you too, Malone.
Alderman Davis.
Yeah. Call my
Alderman
Alderman.
Davis. Oh my God.
Yeah,
So block parties and all that other stuff. That was part of our experience. I mean, we were mostly in, naval housing. So coming back from there, yeah, naval housing, those shows and all that stuff, you know what I mean? And then of course what's happening,
Yeah.
right? So now we're getting into all the dancing and all the the craziness. Which was that? And
Yeah.
That's my
rerun.
mom. That's my mama.
That's
Yeah.
my mama.
Love
Uh,
boat. But, I mean,
Oh,
well,
look, that was just one
but you
character.
got
Yeah, but that's
well,
good.
you got Flip Wilson, his show, his little variety show, right?
Yeah. And
But
the
then
Richard
you get
Pryor
the
show.
ultimate. Look,
Yeah.
you get the ultimate in
Oh, the Soul
the
Train.
Soul Train.
Yeah. Look, every Saturday.
And
who
look
wasn't
how
watching?
long that show lasted.
And then, what is that,
Yeah.
about 20 years, right?
Came out in
Yeah.
'71 and it went off the air in
Almost like
2006.
15,
Oh,
25 years.
Yeah,
yeah,
it
30,
had
20.
39 seasons.
Wow.
39 seasons. And
Yeah.
you
And
can
then you try to
you
figure out
know,
the Soul Train mix-up board.
Yeah. So the Asian girl with the long
Oh,
yeah. Poor girl.
he
She
was
jumped
on
through
every
there.
episode.
Yeah. I mean, it was crazy. Of course, and then you get the showstopper, right? Because Richard did not care. There was a I'll never forget this. There was a sketch where they had found they were going into the tombs of Egypt, and Richard had opened
Oh,
up the tomb, and he
yeah.
said, "Oh my God, all these people were black. Everything black people started everything, the civilization." And the two white guys locked him in the tomb to kill.
Yeah.
So he
I,
always, I mean, he was the Chappelle of his day.
yeah.
Yeah.
He pushed that envelope. On Saturday Night Live, him and what's his
I can't even think of that
was it
guy's
Grant
name.
Morrison?
Oh,
No.
yeah. Garrett Morrison.
Garrett Morrison, right? They pushed that envelope, and the word honky and all this other stuff kept coming out, and I mean, you know what I mean. And then if you do a little research, you'll find out where that word came from, and it's not very flattering, obviously. But it just meant that certain people would go to certain houses of ill repute and honk on the horn.
Hmm.
So a little bit of trivia there for you. So these are your main rosters of the '70s, which you know, if you think about it,
Well, you got plenty other shows too, though. But those are the big
no,
ones.
these are your main black. I'm not talking about like we got a black person in the cast. I'm not talking about like that. I'm talking about predominantly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Actually, I forgot now. Back then, well, I'm gonna name one, and then my wife has a few. But
No,
you got to think.
it's only one of them.
What is it? Different Strokes premiered, and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
75. I think that's when that, or 76, around there. And then that was it is a mixed family because the two black
Hmm.
boys were adopted by the white man, but that was groundbreaking for its time at that when it came
Yeah.
out, and
Hmm.
they tried to keep the culture from them as well as being raised by somebody who didn't know their culture. So that was an interesting twist on the story. So I enjoyed that one, being a kid
Well,
in New
unless you're
York.
Dudley in a bike
Oh yeah.
shop.
What was the one you were talking?
Mine is not necessarily a TV show, but a miniseries. Roots. Alex Haley,
Oh yeah,
Seven.
yeah.
It shows, LeVar Burton, coming out, Truth and Contain, how, the blacks were,
Mm.
taken from, Africa and into the United States. I mean, Roots was really big, and then, you had the Next Generation and, I think 20 years later, and then
Queen.
Queen later
Yeah.
on. But
Well, was it? Well, I think that's still like '80s and '90s, right? Rainbow,
Oh,
whatever.
that was
Reading
80s.
Rainbow,
Yeah, that was
Reading
the
yeah,
Rainbow,
that
and
80s.
all
was
that was from
80s.
'80s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was much, much later.
but when I think about that, because they made us watch that in school.
Roots
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
It
yeah,
Yeah.
was.
yeah. It was a thing that you had to get your parents to sign a form for and watch it in school. I have it on a hard drive. You know what I mean?
We
But
actually have a DVD of that.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I don't. It's not something that entertainment wise that I would prefer to watch because a lot of, like you said, a lot of the next generation characters, and even some of the Voyager
Mm.
characters are in Roots.
Yeah.
You know, uh, remember the guy that played Carl in Good Times is in there.
Hmm.
So you see some of these stars and you're like, ooh, I remember him from this, and oh, I didn't know he was from Roots and da 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 da. Because matter of fact, when LeVar Burton, when Next Generation from Roots, LeVar Burton, I mean,
Yeah.
so I particularly when I saw that, I was just kind of, I was kind of confused about, I just had questions, you know what I mean, and sadly, I never pursued any of those questions until I got a little bit older. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that is a miniseries, and then of course, Roots, the Next Generation, and all that other stuff. I'm
Yeah. I
not that
didn't
guy.
watch that one.
Yeah, I
And
watched them all, but you
You know,
I like Queen and I like Roots, the original. But yeah, I didn't go beyond those two.
You didn't watch the remake?
I watched the remake. I didn't think it was a good movie. I think
I thought
Spielberg
I
could
thought
do.
the remake was probably a little bit better than the original.
I think
oh,
that would be more accurate than the original, especially the
Yeah.
way I love the fact that they were singing to the women, you know, telling exactly what they were going to do. So I
Hmm.
thought that was more accurate. And a lot of people talked about it. I think now, yes, Alex Haley would be able to find where he came from. Back then, I don't see that being true, where he would have been able,
yeah, for both sides of his
both
family,
sides of his
which I
family to
thought,
trace
yeah,
back to a tribe in Africa. I don't see that being possible, plausible at that time. More so now, yes, we can do that because we can take a DNA test, see where we came from. We wouldn't be able to track our ancestors back that far. I mean, I know I'm able to go back to the person that freed my family. I have a record of that. But beyond that, I don't know where I come from because I didn't do a DNA test.
because you're black.
But yeah, but
yeah,
I know where in North Carolina my family came from because we have a written record of that. So
Yeah,
that's
my
it.
yeah.
family, my
I
family does too.
Yeah.
I know where my name came from when it came off that boat, and
Uh,
I know that one of my ancestors was one of the first freed slaves here in Virginia. I know that much. And then I
right.
found out that most of my genetic makeup is Nigerian ancestry. Thanks to my children who are doing the tests. And where? And I'm looking at them like, yeah, well, San Diego, California. That's I'm not, you know what I mean. So that like that whole thing kind of put me into that whole mix of what was going on with that. But then of course, when you're thinking about all these other different these shows, the culture around these shows, from Archie Bunker, where the Jeffersons came from,
Yeah.
and Maud, where Florida and James came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, these are some of the
Oh, yeah,
things.
I forgot about
Yeah,
Maud.
right.
Yeah.
Some of these things, finally kind of push things along to a certain thing. Um, I can try to remember the feeling and the the songs when they came on, how they made us feel, and how great all of it was.
Yeah.
And then we get into the '80s of everything, uh, and those shows slowly started to shut down, where it was all these faces and black families and because we go into the 80s. Now, some of these shows are still going on, right? Jefferson's played until 85. Uh,
Yeah.
Everything else kind of stopped except for Soul Train. Soul Train kept walking
Well,
along.
Sanford and Son changed, but it was still on in the 80s because it went from Sanford and Son to just Sanford. Lamont
Yeah.
left the show, but Fred was still there.
And
So he still
then
picked
it was
the
Grady, right? It was Grady
Then
for
he
a
had
while.
Grady. Grady had
Grady.
his
Yeah,
own show.
Grady had his own show.
Yeah,
Um,
And it was never the same because things were changing.
right.
True.
And
Well, the star of the
FCC
show
was
was
like, okay, go
well, the
ahead.
star of the show was Red Fox.
True.
True.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
I'm
they.
not saying that. I'm talking about the language of the show.
Oh
We're
well,
not talking
yeah,
about, you know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah. But I'm just
You got to
saying,
remember now, you can't be going around in this and in that, and you know what I
True.
mean.
yeah,
And
people got
I mean, they
sensitive.
were,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Well, I wouldn't say sensitive. Do you really need to hear all that?
if that's the way we talk. I
At the
mean,
end of
look,
the
I don't know.
let's keep it real.
Well, let's keep it real. I
If the
don't know. Look, listen, seriously.
if the
Now you
show
got to
would
remember, this show is not just being beamed into black homes. It's beamed out everywhere.
true, but if this show was supposed to be for us, then and that's how we speak, then you know who your target demographic is.
I do know who my target demographic is, but at the same time, you're on
I know you
for
know you're on national television. Yes, I know.
yeah.
I know. I'm just saying, I mean, there's a double-edged sword because you got a black show that was written by a white man.
Yeah.
Well, no,
And then
no,
there
not
and
all
then
the
on
time.
top of
No,
that there
I
was no
mean
then on top of that there were no black people in the rooms when they were writing the characters.
that's not true. That's not true.
Yes. Yes it
No,
was.
that's not true. Not
No,
not
no,
no. Wait a minute. You had
later on they started getting them, but at
yeah,
first
but Red Fox
that
was
was the reason
there.
why James left the show. Or
Oh,
I'm sorry,
James.
not James.
No, yeah,
Um,
yeah, but
um,
you're isolating one incident because
no,
he
no,
was wasn't getting.
I'm
Yeah, but what
just
I'm saying
saying.
is you're trying to isolate that one incident because Jimmy Walker was also getting a little bit more of the popular, and they were like,
Right,
"This is not the way a black father would handle it," and they wanted
right,
him to do it a certain way. And then he
right.
got fed up and said, "Fuck it," and then they said, "Really? Well, we're gonna kill you off going
Yeah.
to Mississippi."
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just
Because
saying though
remember,
that
they were all singing that song, humpback, ah, and then that little telegraph came. Oh, he'd been killed in a car accident.
Yeah. That was.
then you got damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
You know what I mean?
Florida. I mean, because the mom left, which I didn't understand why she left for one season, right?
She
And
left
Yeah,
for about
trying
a
to, I
second.
guess, protest it in her own little way, and they were trying to get
okay,
her
so
back on
then
there.
yeah, then Jimmy JJ was in charge of the house, so which means he got to sleep in the bedroom instead of on the couch. And so then he got, when the mom come back. And the last episode was pretty cool. I'm glad. Um,
There
I
was
love,
closure.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
I
they got
love
out of the ghetto.
Thelma because she was hot. I like Thelma when she got married. The husband she got pregnant, and Jimmy
Keith.
drew the picture with her as a superhero instead of the guy he kept drawing.
Yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
it was nice
No,
closure.
no. It was no. Don't get me wrong. Good times. Jefferson's, Sanford and Son. They all represented, you know, black people in a positive light. Unlike a lot of the shows we get today.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. So true.
I can honestly sit there and say that one of the reasons I can't say for you all, but for me, one of the reasons why those shows still hold a close place in my heart, it was because it was something that my family got together around on those nights when those shows came on, and we sat down as a family and watched those shows.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they were look. They may have had some words that we can't use nowadays, but it was words that we heard. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Well,
And
I
but
mean,
you know,
to be
it
honest
was
with you, there's still those are still words that we use when we're still together. So
correct. All I'm saying though is, you know, it was, you had a father in the home. Even though they were in the ghetto, they were still struggling to survive. But yet, James still managed to put food on the table.
Hmm.
There was
And
mom,
look, and he was
dad.
working for what 40 to 60 hours a week at the car wash, making $1.25 an hour.
Yeah, he was working.
he only
Yeah.
had a third grade education.
Right.
Yep,
Yeah, and he couldn't,
And he was managed to keep his family together, and look, and instilled values in his children while in the ghetto.
yep. And Michael was very smart. You know,
Yeah.
Michael was smart. Thelma was smart.
Thelma
Yeah.
was smart.
JJ had talent.
JJ,
JJ had talent.
and I
What are you
forgot.
saying, JJ ain't smart?
Yeah,
Look, come on now. We knew JJ wasn't the
Ain't
smartest.
nobody.
he wasn't smart.
He was not the
Remember?
sharpest crayon in the box.
Nah, but he could draw.
He
He
could
could
draw.
watch.
He had talent. But you know what though? Later on, we did see that JJ had sense.
True.
He wasn't dumb. He just didn't have good. He just didn't have good high school grades. You know what I'm saying? So
He was
maybe
street
he was
smart.
intelligent in other ways.
He was street smart. He was
He was
definitely
street
street.
smart. He was definitely street smarts.
Yeah.
But I love that scene when remember when James jacked up that gang member?
Oh yes. That one. I was thinking about the time that they arrested
Remember,
JJ because
Yeah.
he looked like somebody else, and the guy that
And he
looked
didn't
like
look even didn't look nothing
four,
like the guy.
Yeah.
400 pounds. He was short and 400 pounds.
Yeah.
And his dad was like, I can see how they look similar to each other.
Yeah. You know. But it was
well,
it was a great time for them shows.
Yeah.
but then
You
you
said
come into the '80s, and that's when they start putting this ensemble cast together, where you
Yeah.
had all the different stuff. But then we would sneak in, a New Jack City or some type of, what I'm saying, uh,
Oh, you talking about in the movies? Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, in the movies. Well, I mean, because we didn't
Yeah.
get it in the shows. Remember now, you're talking now. You're in the '80s, so you're talking Jump Street. It's about being young and hip, and everybody having that hip hop flavor, and da 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 da, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And only Californians had that surfer click type deal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Yeah.
everybody else was rocking that hip hop vibe.
Yeah.
But
Because
if
hip
you
hop
were
was the
California,
thing, was the emerging thing at the time.
that's
Yeah.
when we created
until
rap.
NWO hits the scene, and now everybody wants to be a gangster. They're
Oh,
wearing the
NW.
silver and the black,
Well,
and you know
actually,
what
if
I
we go
mean.
back to the '70s now, we have our black exploitation movies that were coming out at that
Yeah.
time. That they were hitting hard. I mean, I'm going to give you
Shaft.
one that's not black. Yeah, I was going to say Blackula. You know,
Blackula,
Yeah.
yeah, skipped over Blackula.
Yeah.
which go say it again.
Foxy Brown,
Brown. Yeah.
Well,
Shaft.
wasn't there a TV show called Get Christy Love?
I don't remember that one.
I don't remember
There
I
was
that
a
don't know
one.
about
TV
no Christy
show.
lyric.
Yeah, there was a TV show called Get Christy Love. You know.
Yeah.
Oh
There
yeah,
was. All in one season.
only one season.
Yeah.
Well, that type of stuff. It's not going that far.
Yeah.
On
I
TV.
mean, let's be honest. We got them in the movie theaters now. You know what I
Yeah,
Hmm.
mean? So
years.
we're gonna pump out this trash. You know what I mean? Like you said, Blackula, Bride of Blackula.
Scream
Oh,
Blackula
and let's
Scream.
not forget. Let's not forget the Almighty Pimp Hands,
Oh,
because there. Oh, look, Ice Kid was it? Ice T got a network out there, the OG network, the original gangster network, and it ain't
I
playing
mean,
nothing
look,
but pimp tunes.
don't look. Come
It
on
ain't
now.
playing.
The Mac was a good movie. I mean, come on now. Look, we saw a lot of
No,
movies
look,
about
I'm
pimps
telling
and
you
players
now.
back in the
I'm
day.
telling you now. Look.
Dolomite.
I can't stomach that stuff with this. That's like, you know what? You put some Dolomite on, because that's what that is. That stuff. The dude, I'm watching this, and the dude goes, "Look here, man. Come on, bro. I can't. No, not in this
oh,
day and age. I, you know that. you keep that cornball stuff to yourself. Walking around with your perm and your fur and all that other stuff, acting a little bit more feminine than the girls you out there hoeing around with. I'm not playing that. You supposed to be a pimp. You know, come on. I mean, if you're gonna get real, I see a pimp called sleep back. You got to all work together, Tom. So it's amazing how, of course, once Hollywood gets that little bit of, ooh, this is working over here, let's just pump out all this trash. It's like the trash we get today. Oh, Deadpool made $1 billion, so let's continue with that Deadpool formula.
Yep.
You're not realizing that that's Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, the combination of the two that the people are going for, not that little bit of a storyline. They're giving everybody what they wanted to see. The fight between Wolverine and Deadpool. Everybody wanted to see that. Then you played homage to every X-Men cover with Wolverine on it. Who wouldn't want to see that? Okay? I mean, just like in the Deadpool movies where he goes back and he kills off the Green Lantern guy, or he kills off the was the original Deadpool with no mouth and the claws and all. The formula works, but here
Yeah.
comes Hollywood. We're gonna give you another multiverse movie, and I'm sitting there going, you guys are just so lazy. At this point, you know what I mean. A monkey with a typewriter could write better crap than this because you're just pumping out trash. There's
Well,
no
at least one point in time, we was getting quality stuff.
Yeah.
well,
That's
I
true.
mean,
I forgot
you want
when you guys were talking. There was Truck Turner. Anybody remember that movie?
That name sounds familiar.
Nichelle Nichols was a madam, and she was pimp slapping. She was pimp slapping girls, and it had Isaac Hayes in it.
Oh wow.
I saw this
I saw
probably
that
a
movie.
few when, and it's funny because I'm like, she was a madam, you know, she treated her women like, come here.
That sounds like something from Black Dynamite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dynamite,
Dynamite.
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 that was one hell of a movie back then. So that came out in
Yeah.
All
'70.
I'm saying is, you had some wild stuff that was going on back then.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, look, a lot of it wasn't good, but you know what though?
It was
It
ours, right?
it was ours. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
ours.
I'm not knocking that, but what I'm saying is, you get you get this flavor
You
of
get
what
the
it's
good with the
like,
bad.
right?
You
And
have
it
yeah,
did, yeah, and it
yeah.
didn't hold up well.
Right.
Now, Foxy Brown and
Yeah.
Shaft still hold up,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
but I'm telling you, if you go to the OG network,
Well,
you
you know
got
what you're gonna get. You know what you're gonna get.
And I
you
can't
got
even say all of it's bad because I'm always going to be a Blackula fan. I love that movie. That was my joint back then.
five.
I will still sit down and watch Blackula because
No,
what
wait
it,
a
you
minute,
know,
wait a minute, wait a minute, Vonda, you know that's the dude from Star Trek, right?
yeah,
The
Yeah.
M5, M5.
Blackula.
Daystrom.
Black. He
Yeah,
Daystrom.
was
yep.
he was Jason.
Yeah.
So every
But you
time
also
me
but
and Bishop see that, we that's the first thing we think
There
of
he
is
is,
Star
William
Trek.
Marshall.
Oh
Blackula.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but you also but look, but think about all the other movies that we had got, in the 70s. Like oh God, Uptown Saturday Night with Bill Cosby, Sidney Poitier. They
that
call
was
me
a,
they call they
I
call me Mr.
love
Tibb,
those movies.
Yeah.
you
Those are.
know.
I still
Uh,
watch those movies.
I still watch those.
They
Me and my
are
wife watch
I'm
them all
not.
the
I'm
silly.
time.
not watching the heat of the night. I'm not watching the
Oh,
heat of the
come
night. We
on.
got look. We got. I'm not. No, bro. I'm not.
I
I'm
love that
I'm
sorry.
not
I
movie.
don't know
watching
where you
that.
think I don't know where you think I am, but you do know me, so
But
you
see,
should know better.
I love those kind of classic
I will
black
watch
movies.
that little clip
Yeah.
where he gets slapped. Bixby, did you see
Because
what he
that's where
did?
you
I
get,
saw it.
now that you said it, that's where you get Biggie Smalls, where he got his name from was from those movies. So I love
Yeah,
those.
those movies
They
were
were
great.
funny movies. And it
Yeah,
was, they did three of those, right? Uptown
there was
Saturday
three of
Night.
them.
Yeah.
Uptown Saturday Night.
Any Which
Let's
Way
do it
You Can.
again.
Oh, Let's Do It Again.
and
Let's do it again. I like that one.
I can't
What
remember
was that? What was
the
that one? What was that one where Richard
That was
Pryor?
Jimmy Walker was a
where
boxer.
he's the boxer. And
What
look,
was that one?
James
Yeah,
Evans is in
Yeah,
that one too. He's
he's the gangster.
he's
He's the
Kansas City
yeah,
gangster.
Black.
he's Biggie
He's
Yeah.
Small.
yeah. Oh yeah, he's Biggie Smalls, right?
What was the one where they uh damn it
Car wash.
Car wash.
It just popped in my head.
Car
Car
wash
wash.
was a
car
great one.
wash.
Eddie, I mean Richard Pryor as a
Yep.
was a minister.
He was a minister.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I love that song. Every
Yeah.
time that come on,
You just want.
yeah, it's like I gotta
yeah.
go watch the car, and then you clap.
Well,
See,
that's just like the Wiz, right? We get the
but,
Wiz.
Yeah, oh, we
but
get
that's
the
my
word.
point. Was the fact that like when we did our thing, or when they did our thing, they did our thing.
Yeah,
You know, because they put the music, you know, and you sit there and you know you're gonna be bobbing your head and you know through a black movie,
oh yeah.
you know.
The music.
And look, Isaac Hayes getting on them keys.
Well, you know what? I don't know because we got Soul playing, and I kind of wish they wouldn't have.
Well, and we ain't talking about that time frame. We
We
still
haven't
talking
gotten
about
there
like
yet. We're still back in the 70s.
yeah, we talking
Oh
about
my
in the
God!
70s.
I mean, we could
Well,
also mention back then because we got Blazing Saddles
Oh
during
my
that.
God.
Oh God, that's such a bad movie.
now you know that's my movie right there.
Funny.
Leave on, little boy.
Yeah.
Leave on,
Why
little.
don't you sing Old Negro Spiritual?
A
I
Negro
did know this
spiritual.
champagne.
But yeah,
Town ladies.
what was the other one? Buck and the Preacher. You
Yeah.
Buck and the
know,
Preacher. Yeah.
that's a good look. I just watched that not too long ago. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
No, that's a good movie.
That's a
Buck
good
and the Preacher is a
movie.
good movie.
You know, so like I said, we may not have a lot of movies that are for us, but the ones that we do get, yes, some of them are bad. I ain't even gonna lie. How, but then there are those gems where you just sit there and you be like, man, that was amazing. That was
Oh yeah.
Well,
badass.
I mean, we still get,
Yeah, we
like you
still
said, you
talk
get
about it.
Car Wash. You got the Wiz.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cody High Harmony came out at that time too.
Yes.
yeah,
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 I forgot about
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
And that was a deep movie right there, when you really think about it. But that was deep. That was a lot
yeah.
to take in at that time.
Yeah. Don't forget the White Shadow.
White Shadow was a great show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basketball
Did
player.
have our moment.
White guy teaching a bunch of
teaching
kids,
basketball to black kids,
black
Yeah.
kids.
basketball. Yeah,
Half of them just, I mean, they robbing. They're driving cars with no licenses and whatnot. And they just, I tell you,
yeah.
boy, the things we did.
I mean, it was a different time.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Yeah,
But I swear to you, I think uh, paying homage up into these points because again, we don't get shows like that no more. And then you push into now where we're all getting, the black cop with the white cop thing. You're getting these buddy movies, or the black cop with the Puerto Rican cop. You're getting 21 Jump Street. You're getting all these mixed things to kind of blend us all together and kind of keep
yeah.
us together. You know what I mean?
I get what.
Which isn't,
Listen,
which
I
isn't a
understand what
bad
they're
thing.
trying to do. I understand what they're trying to do, but at the same time, it ain't nothing like seeing your own.
Yeah.
No, that's true. I mean, when we got Blade, we lost our minds.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And to this day, no one really wants to credit Blade for saving the superhero genre, especially for Marvel.
exactly,
I'm going
exactly.
to say DC has already been on the board. This is
Right,
Marvel coming into power.
right.
Yeah.
And you can say what you want to say. Blades, not only did he save the superhero genre with that, but he saved Marvel itself because Marvel was going under.
Yeah.
And then boom, we get this vampire movie where I'm sitting there losing my mind. I mean, the soundtrack is pumping, and then the
That's
blood
what
come
that
down from the
CD.
ceiling, and
Yeah.
he walk in, and
It's him.
it's
It's
him,
him. It's the Daywalker.
Daywalker. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. And they were
And
scared.
They were
yeah,
scared.
he tore him up, boy. That was the first time that I was just like, That's it. That character right there. That is it.
Yeah.
And again, thank you to Ryan Reynolds. There's only going to be one blade. You know what I mean?
And to this
Period.
day, there still
Do
is only
not.
one
Yeah.
blade.
Don't try to bring something else in here. And no, it ain't gonna work. I want to see. You give Snipes like you did Logan. Give him an out. And then
Yeah.
if you want to give me a daughter of Blade or whatever else, I'll watch her.
Yeah.
I'll watch her. But she better not be this half-ass character. That's all I'm saying. If you're gonna make her a black woman, she needs to be thick. She needs to be powerful, and you cannot make her submissive in not one iota of that thing. She has
Well,
to bend the
and how
knee
about
when she steps into it.
we keep her
Period.
straight?
Oh well,
Yeah.
well they're gonna say that she's a vampire, so you know.
I'm
That's
just
all.
saying. I'm just saying.
Bro, I'm sorry. Vampires go everywhere they want to
No, no.
go.
I'm
They're
just. But no. If
vampires.
she's a vampire slayer, why can't she be straight?
Well, if she's a vampire, why can't she be bi or omnisexual, whatever they're calling it today?
Well, look. We get that. We getting all of that through and everything now.
Well, I'm just saying though. I mean, vampires are very, you know, any which way, right? Uh,
Do you see Snipes that way as Blade?
huh? He's half. He's a vampire. He's a daywalker. He ain't pure vampire.
So that saves him.
That saves him. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, all the
Yeah.
vampire
But
movies I
Calabas,
see, the
for
vampires are doing. They're just doing everybody.
listen.
That's
For
all I'm
those who
saying.
want to who want to write in and have comments, you can reach Calabas at the Cosmic Portal.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's the way the vampires are. Every and the new Anne Rice stuff. Everybody's doing everybody. I'm just saying.
That's
As a
Anne
vampire, I
Rice.
guess that's a pass as
Yes.
a vampire because apparently, you know, you get bored with mortality. You know what? I'm tired of
Well,
chicken.
listen,
Let's have some steak today.
I subscribe to my brother Eddie Murphy and Vampire in Brooklyn. Those of us with class, we went to the Caribbean.
The Caribbean.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, you know.
But
Oh, what's
anyway,
that?
yeah.
What was that? Vamped, right? That was another black vampire movie. Vamped.
Oh, that was with what's her name?
Grace Jones.
Grace Jones. I
Oh,
love that.
Grace Jones.
She was thick. That's all I can say
She
about
was
it.
scary.
That was the
She
'80s
was
too. Right?
scary.
Yeah.
That
She was
came out in the
scary.
'80s. That was a good, especially when she died at the end when they took, opened the roof. What is it? Took the lid off of the manhole cover. Her death was pretty cool in that
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, that was 80s, 86.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she had a
So
really
I
good
mean,
death.
horror wise, I would love to see. I would love to see. A matter of fact, I got a new vampire book today from one of the ladies at Blood and Water, and I cannot wait to kind of dive into that. Take my mind off of uh, certain people that is urging me to put them on. You know, I got another guy that wants to really get on and do a show, but I'm looking very forward to reading this vampire book. It's something different for me. It's a brand new take. Every convention I try to get at least one book now, and I love to get it signed from the author and everything else to kind of build my collection because sooner or later it's just gonna be me and my books like Burgess Meredith. Now there's time to read. Hopefully my glasses won't break up and then I'll be like, ah.
One day
But
in Florida.
right.
Yeah.
But next week, well, in 2 weeks, we shall return. Next week is Blurred Otaku. I had the honor of spending the day with Miss Zoe today, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna have something wild for us, as only Miss Zoe can do. But has anybody got anything else to say?
Nope, not me.
No?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks,
All
we'll
right.
be doing '80s and '90s, right?
Yeah. Hopefully we can find something on there unless something else comes up. Hopefully, and let's just pray that nothing stupid or anything crazy pops up where we really have to address it.
Okay.
it always happens. You know what I mean? You know, there'll be something that'll be in headlines or in something that's like, oh, maybe we should talk about that. I'm like, damn, we're gonna have to because that's just crazy. Guys, for those of you that are still out here watching us, if there's something that you would like to hear us, talk about, please. It does not necessarily have to be a black subject. We're here for all the fandom. We're giving you our take on it. It's just that thought we would go through the history of television and kind of explore what, when, where, and how it's affecting us now and where we're at now. Again, a lot of this stuff has come up to where I don't know what direction things are going in. I personally am watching a lot of anime and K dramas. I just don't see. I just don't see me really watching a lot of TV. I'm watching a lot of period pieces. And I know this is going to shock some of you, but I am a Bridgerton fan. There's another one that I love to watch. Bishop, what's the name of that show you started watching now? The period piece, The Gilded Age.
Oh yeah, the Gilded Age.
So versatile. You know what I mean? American TV is just lacking in something. So
That's funny. Yeah, I'm laughing because people talk about what I like to watch, but
oh yeah, your holiday specials and
I
Hallmark
love
and
my
all that.
holiday. I love my
Ah,
Christmas movies.
Hallmark. That's chick flicks. I don't need to
I
watch
love
those.
my
That's
Hallmark
too much chick
Christmas
flicks.
movies.
No, I don't want to watch
What do
Well,
you
see,
watch?
I mean, look, that must be a fun time for him. Is for me, it's the language. I love the way they talk and how their inflection on language and. And I'm sitting there going, if I was there, I'd just be running through these boys, just slapping. Shut up. You know, as Bishop would say, when men were men.
Yeah.
Taking
That's
off
true.
gloves, slapping each other, and calling for a duel.
it. They are just in a
I
different
mean,
form.
it was what it was. I mean, come on now. Look, you got guys on television now that guys are wearing fingernail polish, carrying purses, wearing dresses, and yet,
Let's leave Star Trek alone.
see,
Hey, look, I refuse. I refuse to give it any power. I don't talk about it.
so yeah,
Just as long as they don't do it, I'm fine.
You can never tell
But
with
guys,
certain shows.
look, yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Again, if there's anything that you would like us to discuss, we're more than happy to do that. Uh, Zoe will be back with Blurred Otaku and Jay Fizzle and Marky Mark. It'll be a grand on time. Bishop, is there anything that you would like to get back with and do anything with? Because oh yes, open challenge. There has been open challenge. People, we had started this little thing where we have created these little wrestling belts, and everybody has to defend them. But for some of us, Mark and Vonda included, we've retained our titles for 2 years without even a challenge. Bishop, maybe you might want to step up to the plate and get with a winner, and you and I can come up with a show that can take on the reviewers at the movies with the marshals, and maybe come up with some numbers to take those belts.
No.
well, that would require going to the movies, and the movies suck
No,
right
no,
now.
no, no, no. You'd have to come up with a
Oh,
show for us to do.
oh,
They already have their show, and they already have numbers. You see what I'm saying? We
okay.
would have to come up with something to rival them. I've set the task to Jedi Joe and to Big L. Hopefully they get the message.
No.
My belt is secure. I don't think I'll have to worry too much about anybody unless he breaks out another Superman documentary and all of a sudden it just goes viral like the last one did. Um,
Gotta
that's
be
how Marky
something.
Mark won it. I
Yeah.
swear to God, I was in the lead. I thought nothing of it. And next thing I know, man, in a couple of days, your video just started taking off and boom, 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 boom. And I was like, I can't believe he won this. I can't believe he won this. Superman won this. What? So, anyway, that's what we have for you guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Stay good. I don't know. Just stay out of trouble. How about that? Let's just all stay out of trouble.